The story of Dolores Cannon, the pioneering hypnotherapist, and her patient Linda, who recalls being a past life entity known as Bartholomew, continues. This time, their work has uncovered new secret knowledge about harnessing and utilizing the energy of the sun and the moon. As usual, we will divide this session into two parts, providing original tape-recorded conversations for you to listen to and gain insight into their extraordinary journey. In June 1990, Dolores Cannon traveled to Little Rock to attend the Writers' Convention. Along with the convention, she intended to collaborate with both Linda and Janice, even though her schedule was packed. Ultimately, she could only meet with Linda, during which they explored a fascinating journey into a timeline of ancient, glowing beings, with a story that connected to Bartholomew's accounts. Linda described an experience where she found herself surrounded by luminous beings. These entities were inquisitive, bombarding her with questions and information. It was as if they were collecting vital knowledge for future use, preserving it for a designated moment. The room was filled with chatter and excitement, causing disruption that Linda had to calm before the session could proceed. Once the atmosphere was settled, Linda continued describing the energy sources that these beings were studying, derived from the sun and the moon. This energy, they discovered, could be harnessed for various purposes, including propulsion, spiritual growth, and healing. During the session, Dolores asked Linda if she could recall the specific questions the glowing beings asked. Linda explained that the questioning had been intense, with many voices speaking simultaneously. She shared that the chaos arose from discussing how the energy from celestial bodies, such as the sun and the moon, could be harnessed for interplanetary journeys. The fact that this energy source was consistent across many planets made it incredibly valuable. Dolores, can you repeat for me the questions that they ask? Linda, there were many, and everyone was speaking at one time. We are going to continue on from where this excitement began to cause such disruption. It had to do with the energy sources that were received from the sun and the moon. 2 months had passed, yet they continued from the last instance. This is what caused all the excitement. Because there are many suns and many moons in the universe, and they all contain this power and energy. It is the same on many planets, and this energy can be harnessed as it was on the Earth for use for mankind and all interplanetary journeys. Dolores, it can be utilized as a source of power, you mean? Linda, yes. It can be used for many things, not only as a propellant and a source of power and energy, but it also has many other uses. Plus, growth of spirituality of the beings who inhabit a particular planet or area. It has the potential for healing, and with this healing comes spiritual growth and knowledge. This is what caused the disruption, because it was so exciting. Linda emphasized that the harnessing process involved magnifying the energy and absorbing it into a device for distribution. This technique required a unique material found only on certain planets, including Earth. The simplicity of the process belied its potential power, which is why it had not been widely known or accepted. The magnification of energy required a specific material, a fine gray powder, which, when subjected to intense pressure, turned into thin, pliable sheets used in energy collection. Dolores. Of course, the problem is always how to harness the energy to make it work in these ways. Linda. That is correct, but it is not a very difficult process. It is a very simple task. However, not very many know of this because it is so simple. It is a process of magnification, of absorption of the energy through magnification from the source. The energy is collected and magnified tenfold, and then absorbed into a collective device to be distributed at the proper moment. The magnification process is the most important part of the process, and unless this is understood and done properly, the process will not work. The collection and the distribution cannot be accomplished unless the magnification has taken place properly. This is where many have failed. They have tried very hard, but have missed the simplest aspect of the process. Dolores. What is that simple aspect? Linda. The simple aspect is not size, but the quality of the material used in the magnification of the energy. This material cannot be found in very many places in the universe. It is only available on certain planets. The Earth is one of these places where this substance is readily available, and that is why the universal pact with the Earth people was so important to everyone concerned, even though the Earthlings are very primitive, and it has been tried very many times to help them evolve to a higher understanding, which has failed many times also. Dolores. What is this material that they wanted so badly? Linda. This material is a mineral found just beneath the Earth's surface. It is a fine, powdery substance which can be taken, and once put under pressure, it is formed into thin sheets. These sheets are used in the magnifying process and must be constantly changed as they filter the energy shortly after use. So they must constantly be replaced. There is a great deal of this substance in many places around the Earth, and it is very easy to access it with the right tools. Dolores. So it is very common. What color is the powdery substance? Linda. It is gray, varying shades of gray. Sometimes it could be mistaken for dirt, but it is very fine in consistency, almost powdery. Dolores. In the construction of these sheets, you said it's put under pressure. Does it have to be heated, or are there any other steps in the process to convert the powder to the sheets? Linda. No, it is just tremendous pressure. While in this pressure chamber, because of the degree of pressure, it becomes very hot. No heat needs to be added. It just becomes hot from the pressure exerted on it. Dolores. And then it is formed into sheets. Linda. Yes, very thin sheets, very pliable sheets. Dolores. And then this is used in the magnification process. Yes. And then you said it was absorbed into a collective chamber? Yes. You said propellant was one use. If this was going to be used on some kind of a craft, would it have to be on board the craft? Linda. Yes. There is a collective portion on the craft within the belly of the craft. Much energy is stored here for long trips. It is not a very large space that is needed for this container because the energy is very powerful and can take it for long periods of time. Dolores. Then it can go for long distances and long periods of time without being replenished. Linda. Yes, many, many years. Dolores. Then the craft must eventually return to the source of the energy to be recharged. Linda. Yes. However, they are now working on a portable device that can collect this energy from different moons and suns by having these sheets on board. However, this has not been very successful because the sheets are very long pause. I think the word is fragile, and they have to be kept in a certain manner and temperature control. If it varies very much one way or the other, it destroys the ability of the sheet to magnify the energy without filtering it. These sheets are not made very far in advance because they lose their ability. The substance of which the sheets are made can be stored for long periods without losing its ability. But the sheet, once made, must be used within a short period of time. This is intriguing because the craft mentioned in their conversation resembles a UFO. This might explain why UFOs are often spotted near the sun through telescopes. Could they be harvesting solar energy? What is this grey matter found on Earth, and could it be the key to UFOs' high-speed, long-duration flights by using solar energy? Please share your thoughts in the comments below about these questions. Anyhow, this concludes the first part of their session. In the next video, we'll continue the story about this mysterious energy. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. Thanks.